us went about finding 4 people each to join. We created some criteria. The people that were joining couldn't know each other. They had to be from completely different industries, and we all had to be peers. So we started it 4 years ago, and we have been meeting ever since. We've had a few people that have emigrated, gone to San Francisco, a few gone to London, but we'll all get back together as a group at least twice a year. And it's been one of the most rewarding experiences of my professional career so far.
Brilliant, thank you. And Judy, same question to yourself. This is like blind date. So a bit about yourself, Judy, and your lean-in experience today, because I know you're in a lean-in circle that's running a long time.
That's right. So I'm in the lean-in circle that was founded by Sinead McCluskey, and basically I worked with her when I transitioned from a clinical role. I worked in hospitals, and then I moved into industry, and I worked with Sinead, and she advised me to go on it with the career change and so forth to be good from a networking point of view. And we're very lucky, we've a really good diverse group of people. So in our lean-in circle we have anyone from veterinary to venture capitalists, solicitors, marketing, sales, all within STEM, so basically science, technology, engineering and medicine. And that's really our focus area. And it's great, we meet once a month, second Friday of every month, same location, same time, so it keeps everything kind of quite you're not wondering what time we're meeting, so we just know, send out the email, and we generally have an agenda, and someone will chair the meeting each time, so we can kind of gain something from each meet. But I found it very beneficial from a networking point of view in my career, and even from making really good friends and colleagues, Stuart, and from a social aspect, if you want someone to talk to, if you're having a bad day in work, if you're having a good day and you want to share it with someone, there's someone within your network that can enjoy it with you.
Brilliant, thank you. And the next question then I think I'll go to Maeve. And this is around our hashtag, which Nuala mentioned earlier, which is hashtag Be Brave. And I want to remind you all again around your social media, because I am a social media nut, and I do believe, right, if we share plenty of sort of posts and pics from this evening, it will reach other women that may not have heard of this yet, like some of you guys, and I was once upon a time, and that they realise, what is this about, and they have somebody then to go to. So I'd encourage you to use the hashtag Be Brave, and you can tag MetLife, who are brilliant for hosting us, and the Lean in Ireland piece as well, and we do the retweeting and we'll all connect up online. So Maeve, instances where you had to be brave, and I know you had lots of them.
Thanks, Breda. Good evening, everyone. My name is Maeve McMahon. I'm Marketing Director for the Commercial Business and Private part of RBS, based in London. So it's a new role. I have just recently taken up that role in June. Prior to that, I was Director of Customer Experience and Products in Ulster Bank in Dublin. And I guess that I'm going to start there with an example of being brave, because it would have been very easy for me to stay in Dublin and live in the house that I have literally just bought, with my family, having just moved them from Clare, but an opportunity for me to go and work in London with somebody I really respect and admire in a business, and an internal promotion, because RBS does own Ulster Bank. I couldn't really turn it down. I guess from a kind of historical perspective, I never really felt that anything was going to hold me back. I was a middle child of 5. And even at 14 I had an argument with my father about leaving school, because I wanted to do business and I was in a school where they just taught science. So for any of you who have 14-year-old kids out there, they often do know what they want to do, so trust them. And that was the start of kind of a journey where I had a series of arguments with my dad about my choices about what I wanted to do. The next one was going to France when I was 19. The University of Limerick asked me to go and be a guinea pig for them and study in Nantes and do a year out in terms of a European, not Erasmus, it was going to count towards my degree. No one from Limerick had been there before, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I think that would be fun. So it's kind of that, it was always a question of just do it, what's the worst that can happen, and that's kind of my attitude. I mean, when I went to London first, most of my career has been in London. I moved back to Dublin for Ulster Bank, and 2 years in Ulster Bank, and I went back to London. When I went to London first, I was 24. I was supposed to go with a friend of mine. 2 weeks before we were going, she rang me and said, you know what, I'm really sorry, but I'm not going because I've just got a job in Dublin. And I'm like, I'm going anyway. What's the worst that can happen? It's not that far away, and if it doesn't work out, I can always come back. So I've always kind of just thought, you know, like, what's the worst that can happen? And I guess since I got married and had kids, my perspective has changed. And now my bar is, well, so long as they're not going to hurt my family and take my kids away, I'm going to try it.
Okay.
Sounds very like me. And I guess now that I'm working in banking, I really need to manage that in terms of risk management. Okay, we'll get there.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. Thank you, Maeve. And Emma, we have to hear from Emma.
Right.
So, instances when you were brave, or you stepped, or you leaned in.
Sure. Well, I think here is me being brave here this evening, sitting up in this panel. So I'm the regional tax controller for the Europe, Middle East and Africa region, and work with James here in MetLife. So you just heard about MetLife. I look after the financial reporting tax aspects, but I'm also very passionate about equality. And about 2 years ago, I joined the Women's Business Network in MetLife and have been chairing it for the past year and a half. So I guess when I was asked to chair the network, first of all, I kind of thought, well, no, I think I can do that. It's, you know, among peers, and that'll be an exciting challenge and something different to my day job. And my one nervous part, I guess, was, you know, having to speak in front of groups internally, say, if we were holding events as the years or as the quarters go through. And I thought, okay, well, you know, one challenge, one step at a time. But I think if you'd asked me 2 years ago, would you sit on a panel? I'd have said, no way, no how, not happening. But by kind of taking those baby steps and sort of always challenging myself to do something that pushes me a little bit outside my comfort zone, I think that has allowed me to today, or 2 months ago when we first started talking about this event, to hashtag be brave and say, yes, okay, I'll sit on the panel for MetLife. So that's my brave story for this evening, Frida.
Brilliant, Emma. Thank you. So the next question I have, I'll go to Judy first. And I